Hello everyone, Tom Griss here again with another video on Night of the Dead. This is going to be my normal difficulty playthrough. As soon as I'm done with this playthrough, I'm going to do hard and so on and so on and so on. I didn't bother doing the easy ones because, well, they're easy. This is where it just starts getting challenging and then it gets crazy hard after this. So, I figured I would start with this. You start off in different spawn areas. They all have this door by them. And yeah, first thing you want to do is get out your knife and start hacking on bushes. And if you played other survival games, you know the basic drill at the beginning. You want to get all the resources you can. And the resources in this are these metal drums here. Those give you, obviously, metal. Okay, and as you can see there on the left, you have these little missions that you have to do. Like one was get metal, and for that you got rope. Now you got to destroy a paper box and get research data. Okay, and then you have this journal here you have to read. And I'll go ahead and pop that up. I'm not going to read it because I don't have very good reading abilities. I mean, I can read. I don't read out stories very well. So I'll leave it up here for a second, and if you want, you can pause the video and go ahead and read that. Alright, so the next thing we gotta do is destroy a bush to get tree branch. Okay, here's a bush right here. Let's destroy it. Got a tree branch. Alright, now it says craft a felling sword. Or felling axe. I don't know why I said sword there. But anyway, in order to do that, you go into your inventory. Go to felling axe. So you would need one small stone for that. They will be anywhere randomly on the ground. Sometimes they're easy to find, like right here we got a bunch. Go ahead and I suggest you pick up about 15 of them at first. If you find a big patch of them like this, for sure pick them up. And sometimes they can be rather hard to find. I think they respawn though, so keep in mind where you find a big patch, you might be able to go back and find another big patch later on. I know most of the resources in this game do not respawn. I think the trees and stuff like that do come back. I'm pretty sure the animals spawn in still. And the zombies do as well. So, bear that in mind. You want to conserve your resources as much as possible. Now, you cannot pick things up in this, but you can demolish them and get the resources back. I think as far as like the benches are concerned and stuff, you get all of them back. But the structures, unless you have the research upgraded, which we'll go over in a moment, you don't get all of it back. I think that's enough stones for right now. We'll go ahead and craft the axe. Now it doesn't tell you to craft the pickaxe, but go ahead and craft the pickaxe because you're going to need it. Put these down in your hotbar, and it's important to note that these are not extra slots. Notice they stay in your inventory, they do not go down here. But this is a slot. Because this is actually here. It's not, in your inventory. So keep that in mind. That means if your inventory is full, you can't put away your knife. Or whatever other weapon you have in your hand. Another resource you want to get is these cars here. Go ahead and hit F on them and you have the same motion or whatever. Those usually get iron, research materials, and stuff like that. Sometimes you can get metal wire, copper wire, stuff like that. Okay, our next task is to destroy trees to get log. So that is what we are going to do. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut down a few trees here because I know we're going to need them. Now whenever you get up to a situation like this, you got two trees next to each other. You can manage to hit both of them at the same time, but it can be tricky. We're only getting one of these. Do one more tree. And we'll get a couple bushes because I know we're going to need some twigs and some vines. That's the best place to get those. I suggest you just get a lot of this. Like, go 5-10 minutes and just go nuts on all the bushes you see. Because you're going to need them. They are a very important part of like the whole build system. And you want to pick the mushrooms and the rocks when they're convenient because they will come in handy later. You don't want to eat the mushrooms by themselves. I think you can eat the white ones and the brown ones, but they don't give you much. They're much better to be cooked with. Alright, we got a few of those going. Get this metal barrel here. Okay, so go into this menu by hitting B. So use it. Hit B, then hit the house, and then hit floor. Foundation, and then build. Now, it doesn't really matter where you build this first one because all you're doing is building it to get the quest knocked off or whatever. So, if it doesn't like the place, just tap Q and it'll usually fix the problem. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now it wants us to craft a stair. We'll go ahead and do that. Now it's going to want us to test the lights and the map. Okay, and then you're going to want to build an equipment production table by going into the B menu, go down to this anvil and hammer, go into equipment, and this is what they want you to build. We need 2 more pieces of iron. And you can get those by hitting those barrels or these cars. Also, there's some metal rocks that are kind of like black color that have, you get 10 pieces of iron for each one. Plus you get iron ore and possibly copper and or stones. Go ahead and hit the B menu, go in, hit equipment table. And it doesn't really matter where you put these at first because you can move them around however you want. Because it wants you to make a bow in here real quick. Go ahead and make a bow. Okay. Now when you have that bow in your inventory, bring it down here. Okay, now it says make a sleeping bag. Go ahead and go up to utility. And we need 2 pieces of rubber. So we have one, we need another one. Alright, we got the piece of rubber, so we're going to head on back. Make sure you grab all the boxes you see, though, because they are worth cloth and paper, usually, and paper is your basically your experience. So, make sure you don't forget any of them. And I think I'm going to set up my first trap on this road right here. Since that's a pretty long stretch there, I'll have plenty of room to shoot at them if they come up that way. And this way is kind of blocked off, so they have to break up and go around this stuff. So I think that will be my best bet then in between. Trying to get that, might as well get the bird while we're here. You need these to upgrade your weapons and such, but you need rabbits first, so that's always good if you see a rabbit to go after it. Got him. Alright, go ahead and skin this guy up, and that'll be our first upgrade to our bow. So go ahead and grab that, go into the anvil, go into the bow, and upgrade. Bada bing, bada boom, you have an upgraded bow. Now you do more damage every shot. Lovely thing. So, next thing we want to do is go ahead and build that sleeping bag. And we're going to place that sleeping bag long ways right in front of this foundation. Just because, why not, right? Now if you want, you can build a flag, and that'll mark it on the little compass up top there. But next thing you want to do is build a small animal trap. And for that we need a boulder, which is why I told you to make the pickaxe. All these rocks here will give you boulders and stone and limestone, but they will not give you metal. You have to find the black rocks that will give you metal. Just gotta move around a little bit and you'll find crouching does help. Also, you can upgrade your pickaxe and stuff to where it doesn't take forever. Get that up. But anyway, let's go ahead and make our small animal trap. Now, I like to build a couple of them because I'm not so good at hunting them their rabbits, and the rabbits you need to upgrade everything. So, you want to give them a good spacing. You put them too close together and they tend to cancel each other out. We got 2 there so far. I'm gonna call that good. Now we need to build a research table, but what they don't tell you is that you have to build a couple things first. You have to build the material and the crafting table first, then the research table. That's the best way to go about it. So we need some more twigs, and we need to build this first so we can cut the boards to build this. Okay, so we got that now, and we're going to go into the menu and craft a material table build. Again, this doesn't really matter where you put this, unless you want this to be your actual base. Then you might want to be a little bit more careful where you place things, but we're going to be moving on to other places after this, so it doesn't really matter at this time. But my rule of thumb is I build 10 of each log, and then I usually have enough to get things done. There's no thought involved when dealing. Alright, now we can go ahead and build the other crafting table. Put that right over here. Nice convenient spot. Button. If it lets us. It has to be pretty even ground to place it, but you can place it. Like so. Now if you have enough to make a cooking, go ahead and make the cooking right now. We'll put our cooking up on a pedestal because why not, right? And then we go into the research table and all we need is 1 rope. Come down here to the materials bench. Sorry, not the materials bench. The crafting bench. Make yourself some cloth. And make yourself some rope. And a button. We have a research table. Now, when you get the research papers, you come in here and you level up stuff. Now I suggest you level up this first, because these are your heals, and then the junior engineer second. We don't have enough for that, so we'll have to come back to that. But these are your heals, these are your more advanced materials, and these are what you need for the traps. So, if you weren't doing the tutorial, you wouldn't get a trap machine, so you wouldn't get that free trap at first. Keep that in mind as well when you're setting up your game. You may not want a tutorial, but it does help. It gives you more than just information. It gives you actual rewards. So I suggest doing it. But anyway, it's going to want us to make a pendulum trap. And for that we need 4 more nails. Okay, so for this one we go back into this one. Go over here and we have just enough to make it. So that's awesome. And we want to build that puppy down here. At least that's what I'm thinking. So go ahead and make that trap. Now I do not particularly care for these traps. They're okay for a lot of things, but they don't work for me all that well. Now if you get to a situation like this where you're on an incline, You just gotta bury one side a little bit. And it usually will end up working out for you. There we go. I want to get it as close to centered as I can. Not going to want to center completely. Go. That should be good. That's as close to the center as I'm going to get. Okay, so now we have a nice, nice long path to get to either side. Should control the zombies rather well. You want to build a couple foundations. Alright, that's really all you need to do at this point, and then you just take out these stairs here, and yeah, keep up, you know, repairing and whatnot. You're pretty much set up for the horde at this point. You don't need much more than this. So the rest of the day is going to be spent looting and getting resources. So probably just going to speed through that and be back at the horde night. All right. Well, you see here our trap is working. We have a fox already. That's good. Foxes are also used for upgrading your weaponry and stuff. So is like the deer and the wolf and stuff. But yeah, just go in here and go into the upgrade bench again. What you need for that is tape. Alright, and we need to upgrade the ability to make tape. And we need 5 more research papers to do that. Good job. See, now we have these guys in here, and they're guarding, looks like, 1 loot box. That loot box could have some pretty good stuff in it. And all the houses usually got some pretty good loot in them as well. Right here is one of those black rocks I was telling you. This is where you get metal out of. You get 10 metal pieces of metal out of it. So we'll be getting that as well. But first we're going to get these guys out of here and take care of this problem. We kill them. There's these. Like. Alright, and we have cleared this house. These guys are pretty easy to kill. We're gonna pull the 2 big guys out. Luckily we had just enough arrows for that one. And this is a typical loot crate. Oh, and we got a bat. Nice. The bats are my preferred beginning melee weapon. Oh, and obviously the advantage of a melee weapon is you don't run out of ammo. And it does not take stamina either. So you can swing till your heart's content. Oh. Alright, as you can see there, that was a pretty good example of why I like the bat. So, I've gotten up on the trap and I have demolished the stairs so they cannot get up here. Like I said, it's pretty easy for the first night. You don't have to worry about much. Well, that's all the arrows I brought. I've just fired 80 something arrows. So it's time to let the trap finish the job. Alright. And that was the Horde. So, Horde Night 1 over. Like I said, this is all you need for the first one. Just twigs and a trap and a way to get up on top of that trap. And then it's just a matter of time and they'll all be dead. I'm just going to be picking up the rest of these arrows, going back and doing some more harvesting. But that's where I'm going to end this video. So, if you like what you saw, please come back again and watch the next video I put out on day 2. Should be fun. I plan on doing 1 video per game day. So every night, every video will end with a horde. Have a good one.